Hey, welcome to How to Grow a Garden. I'm Scarlett. Today I want to talk about some cuttings. So I have a few beautiful big fuchsia hanging baskets and a few little pieces broke off, and I thought instead of tossing them out I would take a moment and put them in a glass of water. So this is, let's see, they've been in here maybe 2 weeks, give or take about 2 weeks. Now the trick to growing anything like this, they're even flowering. I've got beautiful little buds on here. They're about to flower. But the trick to growing this and getting lots and lots and lots of roots is something called willow. So I could have added a rooting hormone, but instead I found a willow tree. I cut a few pieces. I have some here. There's a whole bunch in there, but this is one piece. This is a piece of willow. My mother makes willow baskets all the time, and she came over here one day with a big pile of willow, made a huge mess, and when she left, a whole bunch of them were still on the floor, and so I cut them into little pieces like this. I could cut them into smaller pieces, of course, and the one that's in this jar is only about 1 inch long, and in only 2 weeks, these guys have rooted. They've rooted really, really well. They're continuing to flower. They look fantastic. Hi, Sammy. So today I was thinking I was going to go ahead and pot these up, but I wanted to just make an episode and show you guys how I did it, because it's really, really simple. So if you're ever wondering about fuchsia, if you have a plant, and this goes for most plants, if you bought something and you know, something breaks off, don't toss it away. Just put it in a little jar, little glass, whatever. See how it goes. Put a piece of willow in with it and leave it alone for a little while. And I'm just putting a little bit of soil in the bottom. This is a simple biodegradable pot. You guys have seen me use these many, many times. I have lots of them, and everything here is all in these little pots too. I love these pots because I don't have to open them later. I can just put them right into the soil when I'm planting them outside, and the roots will grow through. And they do fall apart pretty quickly, which is what you want. If they hold together for too long, it can be really hard for the tender, fresh little leaves and roots to make their way through. So I want something that's gonna kind of fall apart quickly. So I've got my little pot. I put a little dirt in the bottom. Now this is not much different than anything else than, say, if I was doing tomatoes or something else. Here I actually have two. This is another stem, and I could cut that. And I could make two. Where'd my little scissors go? Okay, so I can come in here. Now I've got lots of root up there, and I've got a root down here. So if I cut it here, I'm able to make two little fuchsias. I'm going to remove just gently with scissors. I don't want to rip them. That is something that's worth noting. I don't really like to rip anything off. I want a straight, clean cut, so I don't end up with issues. Now these little guys, I might be able to root them, but they're so tiny that it seems like a lot of work. And here I'm just going to bury it as far as I can, so as far as I can go in the pot. And I've got a little bit of soil in this one, actually. Let's use this one. Got my little bit of soil, got my little tool. I'm going to go down the bottom, hold it in place, backfill it, squish it in. So I could actually put it into a much bigger pot if I wanted to, and I can definitely put more soil on the top here. Okay. Because the fuchsia is rooting up all along the stem, I can plant it really deep. I don't have to worry. There's no actual crown where I need to stop at the crown as I would with other plants. The soil is already wet. In this case, it's quite damp. It's quite, I bet if I squish it, we can probably get a few drops. Yeah, you can see that? You can get a few drops of water there, so it's really quite wet. Because now my hands are very dirty. So I'm not worried about watering these afterwards. And I like working with soil that's a little wetter. It will dry. Obviously, as we go, it'll dry up, so by tomorrow it'll be fine. But it's really nice for a very young, tender cutting to have a very wet, very moist soil to initially be put into, because of course it's going to, you know, it's going out of water and into soil, and I want to make that transition a little easier. It's really not difficult at all. You don't have to cover them. We don't need any cloches or covers of any kind. We don't need to put in a greenhouse. Just, I'm in June now, so the weather's fine. I can put this in the window or in my new sunroom, and just let it continue to grow. And in very little time at all, I'll put all these pots together into a bigger hanging basket, and I'll move it outside, and that'll be a new fuchsia. Now fuchsia, it is worthy to note that fuchsia is actually a perennial. If you bring it into the house in the winter, in the fall, before it frosts, you can continue to grow your fuchsia into the summer. You do not have to let it die, and you do not have to grow it, obviously, from seed every year. It is a perennial. I'm Scarlett, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Toodaloo!